Hey guys, it is June 28th, 2025, getting back to it with, I keep saying build. I'm sure there's probably going to be somebody out there who gives me a hard time for saying that. This is basic assembly, okay? This is a, technically speaking, pretty far from what would be classified as a build, and it's pretty much built at the factory. You're just having to put minor components on: landing gear, the electric motor, rudder, horizontal stabilizer, and just super simple, straightforward stuff. With that said, you know, there are still challenges along the way, and let's see, I'm trying to see this. I got paint on my wires here, so I can't see which color is underneath the black from the paint. So this side is white. I'm guessing the other side is actually is black. So this one's like red on top, white on the bottom. I might have taken too much off. Okay, so you want to make sure you have your polarity correct with plugging in your LED light, and it looks like there's only 2 wires anyway, so the only way that would possibly work is to plug this in like that. The only thing you can really do is just fish the excess wire through that opening inside the cockpit. Try to pull that through from the inside so I can find it. Alright, there it is. Okay, let's try to keep everything neat, as neat and clean as possible. So this fits on there nicely, and okay, so these are you need a 2.5 millimeter driver for these, and these look like self-tapping screws. It's kind of unusual to see something like that in an RC aircraft, but that's what E-Flite went with, and that's not exactly lining up on this side. Not liking that. It should be aligned better. I think I had seen somebody commenting with their build that they had the same issue, so it's kind of bad on E-Flite. Now I do have a bit of a quandary question. I am not certain about, I guess that's as far in there as it's going to go. I don't know, that hole's probably not quite perfectly lined up either. And again, this is only my second airplane build, and I'm still learning. I've predominantly dealt with RC helicopters, so Here's kind of the situation I'm running into that I am not certain about. And I'll put this up here in the light so it's more visible. So with this piece here, and they could have larger drawings to make things a little bit more clear. So you have this thing that pinches onto the propeller. I guess what happens is, as I don't understand the exact physics of how that works, how that holds it on there, because I seriously don't see how that stays on there. Okay, I guess what happens is when you put the bolt on there and that pushes down, that will compress these pieces here. So I understand the theory on that, but here's my question that's not clear on these instructions. So it shows this plastic piece, and again, it's really small, really tiny. One side, I don't know if it's labeled. Maybe they idiot proofed it, not sure. But the one side is completely smooth, and then the other side has grooves in it. There's grooves on the front of here, and you know, you would think, okay, it could go here, but those grooves aren't really meshing. So on the back of the propeller, on the back side, I'm presuming this is the back side, it has some grooves in there. So it's the little things like this that can screw up somebody who's assembling an RC plane like this for the first time, because the instructions just aren't super clear, you know. Let's see, it says install the collet I to collar J. So this little thing here is what they're calling collar J, and it does not say, it does not specify. So if anybody watching this knows for sure, please let me know if I'm doing this the correct way. I don't want to have another propeller shoot off this airplane 6 months or a year down the road. And then I'm gonna have to find this one here. It looks like a little nut M. It says install the propeller, propeller's L on the prop shaft, secure it in place with the prop nut M using a tool to tighten the nut. So I'm gonna have to go through all these different bags. Actually, it looks like that's probably the only nut that's going to fit on there. I've heard of like helicopters that have like excellent instructions where they literally have, okay, all right, that mystery solved. So that's the correct nut. And I guess for now, all I could really do is just kind of put this on here. It's a pretty tight, snug fit. So I'm gonna guess this is correct. And looking at the instructions again. I'm just going to loosely put the nut on there to keep this stuff from coming off. But again, I still don't know. What's really going to torque that on there to where that's not just going to pop off. That's seems like I don't know. This is just seems kind of sketchy to me because I'm not understanding the engineering behind it to what is really going to. I'm gonna test fit it with the propeller. This just doesn't. If that's the way that I think it is, then that means that the pressure of the propeller pushing back, the nut pushing on the plastic propeller